Welcome back, baseball fans, to the 1970 Winter Baseball Classic Tournament. We'll show you what's transpired. I moved up in the tournament a little bit, and I'll show you here what happened. I played all these best of three series just to get us a little further along. They're kind of tedious, these short little series, because a lot of these teams aren't very good anyway. Just a review of these series. There was no major upsets between the 5th through 12th rated teams remaining. A minor upset is that Little Rhode Island, number 9, beat number 8, Savannah. Savannah was a runner-up in the finals last year and lost and is eliminated. It was a bad day for the Sun Belt, as also St. Petersburg. It was St. Pete lost, and of course Athens lost in the round of 5. So the final 8 are comprised of only one Sun Belt team, but 3 teams from the Green Island division. Coney Island, Rhode Island, Vancouver Island all advance. And the key, what's really interesting here, is the one-loss record through these tournaments. This row here are the top 4 seeds in their records. They all got 7 wins in the first 2 series. And you'll notice that the lowest seeds, the 3 and 4, have records of 7 and 4. Your 5 seed, Hollywood, also 7 and 4. Your 6 seed, Vancouver, 7 and 4. Number 7 seed, Tucson, 7 and 4, just a half game behind here. And only Little Rhode Island has a harder slate, with a 6 and 5 record going against the number 1 seed New Orleans team. These 3 series are all best of 5. Rhode Island needs to win the series 3 games of 2 and a tiebreaker. They need to win 4 out of 6. 3 out of 5 isn't good enough. So if they win 3 out of 5, we'll give them a tiebreaker game for a chance to win 4 out of 6. So tonight we have Vancouver at Missoula. Tonight, though, it's being held in Vancouver. Let's take a look at what happened. Game 1 in Missoula. We have Fergie Jenkins and Vancouver Island. I think he's Canadian. Isn't Fergie? I thought he was. Against Bill Hands in Missoula. And Fergie wins. Complete game. His 3rd of the tournament. 5-1. Road upset of the defending Winter Baseball champion. Missoula won this last year. This year they are a number 3 seed. And then in game number 2 of the series, Vancouver, they kept it up. You had Chuck Dobson pitched for Oakland in 70 against Jim Bunning, still bringing it. He's approaching 40 years old now. Bunning is a free agent. Nice pick, still pitching well. And it was a good game. 4 runs in this 3rd inning. It was Al Ferrara with a 2-run homer after 2 singles and a double. This 4-run outburst is the entire offense for Vancouver. Missoula chipped away. Solo homer Ed Kirkpatrick. RBI single Ed Kirkpatrick. Solo homer Johnny Briggs. And then in the later innings, they had a guy at second, couldn't bring him home. And in the 9th inning, Tom Bergmeyer gets the save, facing the winning run. And what fun Missoula really is, having Willie McCovey batting 3rd and Sal Bando batting 4th. That's been a whole lot of fun, except they're not doing very well. Just really quick, let me just take a peek at this again. McCovey walked 137 times, and Bando walked 118 times, batting 3rd and 4th. Fun stuff in the Winter Baseball Classic. I'd like to see Missoula maybe come back so I can continue playing these McCovey-Bando cards. Both guys are up. Both guys' 69 cards were just used, and I have to decide which McCovey and Bando card I will advance into the Summer League. But before we get there, we have moved the series now, stunningly, to Vancouver Island, taking the Port Angeles ferry to Victoria, right next to Parliament, setting up the stadium. The surprising Vancouver squad just needs to win a game at home to advance to the quarterfinals. Amazing for young Vancouver. against the defending Winter Baseball Classic champion Missoula team. Let's get started. Paul Blair leads off for Missoula. 110, sky's the left. Johnny Briggs, 34, sky's the center. And Willie McCovey, here we go, 69, flies the left. Forgot to mention today's starting pitchers. Missoula will send Woody Fryman. Vancouver will send a lefty, Dave Roberts. Roberts is under control by the Padres still. And Woody Fryman is on the Las Vegas expansion team. His card is in play with a 72 card. So neither card of the pitchers today will be advancing into the Summer League. All right, Larry Boa leading off for Vancouver, 48. Double 1 to 3 off Fryman is a single. Now, we have been seeing lots of base stealing in the Winter Baseball Classic because nobody can throw. You have Russ Gibson with a +2 arm. Johnny Edwards with a +1 arm. You have Ed Kirkpatrick with a +1 arm. But Dick Billings has been inserted into Missoula's lineup, he with a -1 arm. So this time, Sandy Alomar is going to hit and run. Roll of a 7, runner has to steal. Runner rolls a 16, is thrown out stealing. That did not work. The insertion of Dick Billings helped there. Alomar having a big tournament. 410, homer 1 to 16, base hit. Yeah, Sandy Alomar had 721 plate appearances in 1970. With 18 doubles, a couple triples, and a couple homers. That's a lot of singles. He's on at first. He is also an ace stealer. And he's going to try a stolen base. And he's out. Well, that was 2 singles, 2 caught stealing. Now it's Jim Northrup, 55. Skies the right field. So Vancouver was trying to go for the jugular there in the first, and it backfired. We're scoreless. Sal Bando, 37. Single 1 to 13 is a base hit. A reminder, I'll show the 20 cards of the team that gets eliminated in the post game. Ed Kirkpatrick, 57, is a K. Buddy Bradford, 2-4, third A. Darren Johnson, 67, is a walk. Carl Taylor, 110, is a base hit to left field. 2 on for Don Wirt, the third baseman, 55, short X. This is Luis Alvarado, a 4E17 at shortstop, and that is a ground ball C. The second and third, 1 out. They're going to bring it up for Cleo James. 66 is a K. 2 outs for Al Ferrara, 612, center X. This is Paul Blair. It was a 1E5, I believe. Yeah. 1E5 for Paul Blair. And he makes the catch. Dick Billings, 69, lines a second. Ted Kubiak, 46, 1 at 12 is a base hit. Luis Alvarado, 110, left, and with 2 outs. Paul L.D. Blair, 111 is ball 4. 2 on, 2 outs. John Briggs, 69, skies the left. Russ Gibson leading off in the bottom of the third. 2-3. Fly ball to right B plus injury. We lose our catcher. Well, the good news for Vancouver is John Edwards, though he's left-handed, hits lefties better than righties. So he'll be glad to come into the game, though he's not happy his teammate got hurt. John Edwards from the Houston system. Larry Boa, 67, is ball 4. We got 1 more stolen base left in us. If you get canned 3 times in a game, you're cut off. It's like the bartender takes your keys and calls you a taxi cab. Does Bo want to do it now or wait? I think we're gonna wait. Alomar, 55, short X. Alvarado, not very good with the glove, a 4E17, but he turns a double play. Pretty sluggish start for both squads. Here's McCovey, 59, short X. Boa, 2E16, makes the play. Just a little refresher. Boa is a 2E16. The result here is set for a 4E17 with an out, so I don't have to roll because Boa is better. both categories. Also, parenthesis means the E rating was rolled. Without a parenthesis, fielding ratings rolled. So that's kind of a quick way that I can save time when I play these games. Sal Bando, 411, first C. And Ed Kirkpatrick, 37. Homer, 1-6 fly ball, and he flies out. Jim Northrup, 2-8, runs a short. Darren Johnson, 68. Single 1-15, base hit. 2, been on twice. Carl Taylor, 36, is a walk. He's been on twice. 2 on for Wirt, Don, 47, a K. And here's Cleo James, 48, off with a Fryman card, double 1-3, single dot dot. We have a run. A 2-out single for Vancouver. They lead 1-0 and are, dare we say, 15 outs away from the quarterfinals. Long way to go. Al Ferrara, runners in the corners, 2 outs. 1-7, ball 4. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And here is aforementioned John Edwards, brought in a catch after the Gibson injury. Woody Fryman to John Edwards. Here's the pitch. 49 off of Fryman. This is a nightmare. Triple 1-11, single dot dot, and that will empty the bases. Johnny Edwards hits a pull shot into right center field. It ricochets off the wall, hits a squirrel, and everybody scores. 3-run triple, and Vancouver can feel it, folks. 4-0. The Parliament is taking their wigs off. Larry Boa, letting the hair down. 2-4, lines a second. All right, 4-zip. Missoula, defending WBC champs. Do they find the champion in them to avoid being swept out of this year's tournament? We'll find out. At least we get to have McCovey and Bando bat at least 2 more times in this game. So, Buddy Bradford, 48, bounce to second. This is Alomar having a great tournament. A 2E19 at second base makes the play. Dick Billings, 5'10", is a K. Ted Kubiak, 5'12", is a walk. And Luis Alvarado, 5'10", is a K. Dave Roberts, 5 shutout innings. Bullpen, not a good one. Bergmeyer can close things out. The other guys, keep one eye open, keep one eye closed. Bottom of the 5th, Sandy Alomar, 210, pops a short. Jim Northrup, 2-6, single 1-13, lines out on a 20. And with 2 outs, Darren Johnson, 66, is a strikeout. Fryman has a good inning after the big 4th. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Ah, yes. Got the chamomile tonight, folks. Good for the biome. Top of the 6th. Down 4-zip. It'll be Paul Blair leading off. 32. Sky's the left. Johnny Briggs. 2-6 is a K. And McCovey, Bando, you got to start right now. The plane is crashing into the mountain, guys. Come on. Willie McCovey could use one of your 137 walks or one of your 39 bombs. 54 off of Roberts. Long fly ball, deep right field. That is gone. McCovey wakes up, and it's a 4-1 game. Sal Bando, 56. Double 1-4. Base hit. McCovey, Bando come through here in the 6th. Roberts, starter 7. No danger of breaking. Ed Kirkpatrick, good against lefties and righties as the batter. 1-6, pops to first base. 4-1 game. Fryman, starter 6, breaking inning. Their bullpen a little better. You got Brewer, Locker, Barry Moore closing the stuff out. Carl Taylor, 1-6 is a walk. Don Wirt, 52, pitcher B. Cleo James, 1-8, lines a third. Al Ferrara, 111, grounds to, wait a minute, short. You got to hold Cleo. That's a plus holding single in that situation. Tough break there from Missoula. Excuse me, no, Wirt. It was Wirt. That's what I thought. Yeah, I know it was kind of weird. No, that's not. That's a ground out, folks. Sorry about that. Almost gypped Missoula in their comeback attempt. It was Wirt at first base, not being held, plus not in play, and the inning is over. And Vancouver, nervously trying to think of the 9 outs they need. They have one defensive chip to play, and that is to bring Ed Stroud in. Stroud can play the left for Al Ferrara. And beyond that, that's all the defense they have. Full complement of defense. Dave Roberts is a starter 7. 3-run lead. Cannot lose. May need to break him to get him out of there. God. Really can't trust any of these guys for more than an inning except for Bergmeyer. Do I trust Bergmeyer for a 2-inning save in a closeout game? Perhaps. All right, leading off in the top of the 7th, it's Buddy Bradford. 1-7 is a K. Dick Billings. 39 is a single. Ted Kubiak. 2-10 lines to first, and with 2 outs, it's Luis Alvarado. 2-5 is a grounder to third base. Stretch time here in Vancouver Island. We have actually a Canadian band, don't know where from, calling themselves the Balancing Act with this wonderful LP from 1987, 3 squares and a roof. You really want to check this one out, folks. Let me throw down this song. This is a pretty cool one. I like this one. All right. Bottom of the 7th. It'll be John Edwards. 55. Skies are right. Boa. Strikes out. Alomar. Grounds out. 8th inning. Paul Blair. 2-4 short. John Briggs. 110. Flies to right. William McCovey with 2 outs. 3-6 is a walk. With 2 outs, Sal Bando. 6-7 skies to center field. 4-1, bottom of the 7th. We'll take Fryman out. We'll bring in Bob Locker. Always love Bob Locker. He's always consistent. Sometimes he gets lefties out more than righties. Northrop. 1-7. Triple 1-3. Triple. Infield comes up for Darren Johnson. 34 short. Carl Taylor. 46 walk. Don Wirt. 54 second X. Kubiak. 3-10. Round ball C. Second and third. 2 outs. Cleo James. 48, single off Locker. That will score a run. Taylor will hold. It is 5-1. And Ed Stroud. 66, short X. Alvarado again, 40-17. That is an error, folks. This is getting ugly here. Vancouver is feeling the sweep, folks. With 2 outs, John Edwards. Short X again. 40-17. A single ... They are pouring it on here in Vancouver, folks. It is now 7-1. Larry Boa. 54. Center X. Blair's a 1-5. And the inning is mercifully over. There you go. Balancing act. Bringing the tunes here to Vancouver. 7-1 game in the 9th. Dave Roberts will have a seat. Place is going nuts. And to close this thing out, we're going to bring Floyd Weaver in with a 6-run lead. Looking for the sweep. Floyd Weaver in the 9th. Ed Kirkpatrick. 5-11 walks. Not what you want to do with a 6-run lead in the 9th inning. Buddy Bradford. 1-9 is a 6-4-3 double play. Oh my. And Dick Billings, 1-5. Struck him out. It's that over. Over that quickly. Done. Toast. Easy. Vancouver. Just stunned the WBC community with a 3-game sweep of your defending champion Missoula Mountaineers. My goodness. Vancouver makes it into the quarterfinals for the first time that I can remember. We'll give Floyd Weaver, no, we're not going to give him a save, we won't. A walk and a K. In the 9th, Dave Roberts was the story. 8 great innings, giving up a solo home run, that was it. 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. Locker came on in the 8th, and it was awful actually. 1, 2, 3 hits, 3 runs. When the error was late, so 2 were earned. Oh, Edwards got the single. 1 was earned, and 1 walk. Dreadful. Woody Fryman takes the loss. 6 hits and 4 runs, all in the 4th inning. Vancouver had won another game with a big 4th inning. 4 runs in one of the innings. That's all he did. Again, these teams are very, patchwork teams and short sample tournament kind of thing. Crazy weird stuff happens. Guys like Sandy Alomar end up hitting like 400 in a short tournament like this, and there you go. 5 walks, 4 strikeouts for Fryman. 1009, 0108, 7915. 4664, 6446. When we look at Vancouver's stats, they're pretty darn good too. This particular 20-man roster just gels. They've got the right guys in the right spot in the lineup, the right defensive substitutions, the right lefty-righty platoons. It just gels, and that's the key of Strat, really, just getting the right combination of teammates and batting lineups and so forth. So, with this loss, in a stunning, because remember I said all these teams were 7-4. You have Vancouver is now 10-4. Look at these numbers. They're hitting 289 with a 241 team ERA. I couldn't tell you who the best hitter is. Jim Northrup, but he hit 262 on the year. They don't have a 300 hitter. They're hitting 289 as a club. I don't think anybody hit 289. Nope. I'll just go through these batting averages just real quickly here. 250. I mean, again, there's a reason why they're here. 250, 232, 235, 221. This is the Vancouver lineups. 277 for Ferrara, 266, 210, 218, 249, 256, Northrup's 262, and 251. Those are the batting averages for a team that is hitting 289 through 14 games. Playing out of their minds, folks. Vancouver Island. Meanwhile, Missoula falls all the way down to 500 after being 7-4. Hotshot Missoula finishes 7-7, 249 batting average with a 356 ERA. How did McCovey do? McCovey did okay. He had, in 14 games, he had 4 homer and 12 RBI. 19 hits and 47 at-bats will hit you 400. So, not a prodigious home run total. It was actually Paul Blair who had 4 homers as well. Bando hit about 280. But that is it. So at the end of the video, we will show you Missoula's cards. Thanks for checking out the Winter Baseball Classic. We'll see you next time. Okay, folks, this is the elimination of Missoula's cards. I'm going to start by looking at guys who are already in the league with a different year, as they were just filling up a roster spot to make it interesting, but no evaluation is necessary. Starting with Jim Brewer, he is already on a Dodger team in a future year, so we don't need to worry about bringing this card into the league, though it's pretty good. Same with Johnny Briggs. As good as this card is, he's got better card in the carryover league in a future year. Future year being, of course, 71, 72, or 73. Woody Fryman's card is actually dynamite. His 72 card, ERA of around 2. Better than this one. Bob Locker has a nice setup card for Oakland as a righty who gets lefties out in the league. And Denny Doyle's, I think 71 or 72, about the same, about a 250 hitter. He hits about 208 here, so that helps. Dick Billings, this is a nameless card because Dick Billings did not have enough plate appearances in 70. He actually, for the Red Sox, these stats are correct, minus the E ratings, of course. He had 24 at-bats and 250 for Boston in 70. So I printed his card because I needed a catcher. Billings does get into play for the Rangers in 72. All right, now the next part here. These are guys who were playing with their 69 card, and it's up. And the Orioles have to decide which year Paul Blair do you want to add. His 70, 71, 72, and 73. This is a very good card. He pretty much continues where he leaves off in 69. Then he kind of falls off a bit with the stick in the next couple of years, and he has 1 year, I think it's either 73 or 74, where he has another good stick year. I think the Orioles will stick with this. This is a World Series winning center fielder. Buddy Bradford, not so much in this particular year. Great defense. Stick, there's a little bit of power, a little bit on base, but not a lot of it. Nice base runner. Could get into the league, but I think he's got better years coming up. Now, Casey Cox is a player that Florida put on their keeper list. I'm not quite sure why. Perhaps he does better coming up. This is a really questionable move. It's 8 and 12, 445. I'm almost going to guarantee that he has to have a good 71, 2, or 3 to justify making a keeper list. So I'm just not seeing it with this card. Worst case, a keeper doesn't mean they get drafted. Sometimes they get ignored. If another player pops up in the draft that's better than your keeper, then you tear your keeper card. I don't tear it up. You tear or you scratch out the name off the keeper list, and then anybody can go claim him. Ed Kirkpatrick, always a cool player in this era. Left-handed hitting catcher, but really he was a utility guy. Could play all over the place. Could hit left-handed pitching. This is a kind of a fun card to have. Look at the power there against the lefties. Hits about 250, but with the versatility, a fun guy to have on your team. He only hit 229, but 18 strategically placed home runs, I would call it, to make him getting into the league on the keeper list. Kubiak was a 219 at short last year with a bad stick. This year, he's a 334 at short, but his stick gets better. He can also handle the bat pretty well. Las Vegas has the rights to Kubiak. This might be the last time he is a starter. He's got 600 and some plate appearances. He's an everyday player from Milwaukee here. And eventually he becomes a nice utility player. I believe he ends up on Oakland's World Series teams as utility player. Speaking of Oakland, here it is. It's a shame Missoula got knocked out this early because I was really getting used to McCovey and Bando being teammates. But here's Bando on Oakland. 69 card is up. I have to say, 4 years ago, seems like an eternity now. But in the 82, 83, 84, 69 league, played 4 years ago, Sal Bando and the Oakland A's won it all. Since that time, they haven't gone back. But his 69 card is pretty darn close to this. Hits about 288 with like 25 homers and 100 walks. Here it's 263, only 20 homers and 118 walks. He's got, in the 4 years of the dynasty, Bando and Reggie, and a lot of these guys sometimes are better outside the dynasty years in 69, 70, and 71. Matter of fact, a couple of players on the A's who actually perform better in the dynasty years are Joe Rudy and Catfish Hunter. But I mean, Gene Tennis is better pre-72 in 70. And of course, Vida Blue in 71 is amazing. Something to think about for that dynasty team. Oh my gosh, folks. Hard to believe this is a come down from where he was in 69 as the MVP with 45 bombs. So he's still at 39, 289, 137 walks. Oh yeah. Giants are going to be fun this year, folks. They are going to be a lot of fun. Another great Willie McCovey card. More walks and a lower batting average. That's going to be fun. No obvious outs on like a single fly ball arrest. 1 to 13 and 1 to 10. Oh, we'll hit those. That's good enough. Yeah. Always hit it when you see an MVP with like a homer 1 fly ball arrest on the card. Bando's got that here. Homer 1 on 2-9 against a righty. you know, that's a red flag for me. I'm like, wait a minute. Do I really want to roll that like 100 times next year? So, Bando McCovey. Bill Hands won 20 games in 69 for the Cubs. Got traded to the Rangers. Rangers need talent. Their farm system didn't bring much until Hargrove and Burroughs arrived. That's not until 74. Goes on the rotation with 3.70 ERA. Eventually ends up on Texas. And he'll be picked up. All right, the next few guys, these guys are on waivers for good reason. The teams did not want them anymore. They can play anywhere. Any team can sign them. With Snyder, he's got range in left field, no arm, drops balls. There's just not, I'm just not seeing it. It's not going to happen. 232. You can get away with that if you're a middle infielder, but if you're a corner outfielder, you need production. Jim Bunning on waivers. Come get me. Yeah, I might be 40, 44 years old here, but look. 219 innings. ERA's a little high. But that's not bad. And innings eater. I mean, the draft, you find a guy on the street who throws pitches on 3 days rest, you go get him. So I think Bunning, he's with the Phillies here. Near the end, he moved around, and I think an expansion team needs help that could use the grizzled veteran. Barry Moore throws left-handed, always an asset. To throw left-handed and not suck. He throws left-handed, he doesn't suck. Not too much. I like the 1-2 fly ball there, that's nice. And he has a 5.30 ERA in 141 innings. Oh yeah, he'll get in the league. Oh, 20 homers allowed too. I don't know. Some of these lefties that get into the league are... Unfortunately for Moore, he's pretty balanced. You almost wish he was horrible against righties and good against lefties. And a very young Oscar Gamble. Takes him a while before he gets that, you know, that hook going down the line there, not the slice, and gets the power and grows out the afro and so forth. This is just not quite there. No power. That's ridiculous. It's about 240. 262, very deceiving. 260, that's a weak 262. Without power, not seeing it. Not seeing it. And you wait for Gamble, and he'll explode on the scene with power and all that stuff. Luis Alvarado, utility players like to play second, third, and short. He can only play third and short. His top line's not very good. Oh, it's a nice base runner, what that's worth. Normally teams don't sign pinch runners. And the stick, well, the doublers are there. If you like doubles, they're nice. But we're looking at a 226 hitter or something. 224. Jim Hannon, and that'll call it for the night. Jim Hannon, you know, actually, he looks a lot like Casey Cox. Were they both Washington Senators? Where's Casey Cox at? He was. So, two players on the Washington Senators, and the reason I'm bringing this up is their ERAs are probably going to be pretty close because Hannon's is slightly better than Cox, but they have the templates for being right next to each other, ERA-wise. And the answer is 445 for Cox, 401 for Hannon. So actually, on that keeper list, Hannon is available. Cox is protected. Florida might say, well, screw the protection. Let me go get a guy who's a little bit better than the guy we're protecting. So that's how that kind of works out when you have a couple guys like that. Well, that's it for reviewing Missoula in the WBC. Thanks for checking out the tournament. We'll see you next time.